What's up, you guys? So I wanted to tell you something that happened today, and yeah, I want to tell you something that happened today that just made me think of making this video. So I have not had a good day, so to speak. I have not had a day that felt so good. I basically was planning to do something that I was really excited about. It was a training, live training session that I had planned for weeks to do because I wanted to start coaching and helping people with the same things that I struggled for many years. And as you guys know this from watching my channel, I've struggled with so much like existential feelings of depression, crisis, anxiety, survival mode, both physically and spiritually and mentally for many years. And it was a cycle that perpetuated itself. And so I've made a lot of vlogs, videos, like updating you guys over the years. So I finally, got to this place recently where I'm like, okay, so, I'm postpartum, I had a baby recently, and it's time for me to get back to work. Active work. And there's nothing I want to do more than work on the thing that, has helped me personally, which is working on self-development, survival mode, and coaching, to help other people with the things that I have needed help for like a long time. And, in general, I have not felt so ready to get back in the saddle because postpartum is a very vulnerable time for a lot of women. And then especially if you're like me and you're extremely sensitive and you have all this trauma that you're still like working through, and you're kind of like, you just always had this sense of survival mode. It's gonna take a little longer, to get over your postpartum identity crisis, There's a baby here, and she's making faces at me. So it's just it's gonna take a little longer, and that's okay. But I was really, really excited to start doing this coaching thing. I felt really badly about myself in so many other areas. I have all these like gray hairs that are just popping up. My baby hairs have turned gray, so they're just sticking out like really ugly, like in a really ugly way. My body, your body changes so much after birth, after giving birth, especially the first time. It's kind of a shock because you've never experienced it before. So, and then just being in a totally new place, new country, new situation, very open-ended situation where like life can go in a million different directions, and I don't really know who I am, where I am, what I'm doing, all these things. So I was really excited for this training, and I had planned for it, and I set the time to wake up. I woke up, got everything ready. It's kind of hard with the baby, the baby has a schedule, and she has like, she needs things, things just take longer with a baby. If you have a baby and you're a mom, you would understand, I guess, something that I didn't really understand until I became a mom. Yeah, when it came time to turn on the live session, whatever, to turn on the call, I realized, like 30 minutes in, I realized that I was late by over an hour. So because of the time difference of we're the people that were doing the call, I calculated it, I miscalculated it about an hour later than what it should have been. I was really upset, devastated, and then I tried to like message them on Facebook and Instagram, but then I realized that I had deactivated my Facebook and Instagram after giving birth because of this whole identity crisis. So now they think I'm not serious, and now my mind is going down a spiral, and I just don't know what to do. I'm like emailing them like, guys, like, did you start the session? Could I, is there any way that I could hop in late? Not getting a response. I'm starting to freak out. Like, this is something that I built so much excitement about. I told so many people that I'm gonna be it was a somatic training session. If I didn't mention this earlier, I was, because somatic coaching has really helped me. And shout out to Esty, who is a friend that has first told me about it. I just was really, really disappointed. And not only was I disappointed, I went down a rabbit hole of like negative feelings associated with that. So it wasn't only disappointment, it was also like self-loathing, shame, like, oh my God, of course I missed the first session. Of course they're gonna think I'm not serious. What's the point of me? Like, I'm not gonna get any more opportunities. Everyone's gonna know I'm a fraud. They're gonna see that my location that I'm missing it from is Israel, and they're gonna say, oh, of course she missed it. She's Jew, dirty Jew, whatever. The world is kind of, a lot of people in the world are, hating right now. So I just went, what's the point? I should have just like ended it when I could have, these just damning feelings and thoughts. And then miraculously, because when you're in a place like that, everything feels like a sign, and anything that pops up is feels really like it feels destined, and it is in many ways destined. So because what comes up during those times is so crucial. So miraculously, I got a comment on one of my old videos, and the video was titled, it was my videos, it was a video that I made back in Bogota 3 years ago, titled, "If you're thinking of ending it all, watch this video." So I was not thinking of ending it all, but I did feel this like deep sense of despair, like, oh my God, like what's the point? And so I clicked on the video, which was my video, and it was me giving a message, and the message was so helpful and healing for me in the moment. It was exactly what I needed to hear, and it was a message for my younger self, which is ironic because I wrote House Hackers Anonymous. My book is for my younger self, is like to help lift up my younger self. And it's funny that actually my younger self is now lifting me up. So it was just so helpful that I started going back and watching like a whole bunch of my old videos, and I'm like watching them and I'm thinking, wow, like I was so full of wisdom, encouragement, love, how, like, I don't feel like capable of, I don't feel as worthy as a young Pardis, to give this kind of amazing encouragement, which was in those videos. But young Pardis is just me. It's just me from the past. And she was going through a lot of hardship, and so she was going through these existential feelings, and what I realized is that from watching that video is like everything that happened was supposed to happen, and everything that I, even the things that I did, like you say like, well, doesn't that take away free will? Like, when you say everything that happens is supposed to happen, and everything that you do was what you were supposed to do, doesn't that take away a person's free will? Because like, oh no, like I sinned because I had to sin. It wasn't my fault. Like that God intended for me to sin, or God intended for me to be an asshole. What I realized just from watching some of my past videos is that it's not that you are destined to be an asshole or destined to do all the bad things and mistakes and things that you're supposed to do. It's that you're destined to be who you are. Even making this video, before I turned on the camera, I had so many doubting feelings, thoughts, beliefs, people in my mind. So many people have told me over the years to shut up and not share my feelings, especially not to the internet. Family members, friends, everything in between. At the very least, don't share your daughter. At the very least, don't share where you are, who you're with, what you're doing. And I really believe that it is my life purpose to share with you guys. I really believe it from the bottom of my heart. And I'm gonna try not to cry. I really believe that my life purpose is to be my wholehearted, most authentic self with my gray hairs and like my breakdowns, my meltdowns, my videos talking about wanting to end it all, like everything, my happy ups, my downs. I really believe that that's my life purpose because I want it so badly. And I don't believe that your life purpose is anything far from your authentic self. In fact, I believe that you find your life purpose through being your authentic self. You know what? If your authentic self is to be the worst person ever, that is your life purpose. Maybe you're on this earth to like be people's punishment or be people's or help people become the best versions of themselves. Maybe you're on this earth as the hot iron that refines stones, like there's so many reasons why every single type of person is needed on this planet. And nobody, without you being you, nobody else would be able to be them because of the way you energetically fit with the universe. If you are not your true authentic self, you're essentially limiting the entire universe. You're limiting God, basically, by not being your true authentic self. And I hope I didn't make it too confusing in the way that I said that. By you not being your full authentic self, you are limiting God. You're denying God. Because of the unique way that you fit with the whole world, the whole universe energetically. And I say God because that's how most people identify God, is using the word God. But you can say other words that you feel like it relates to you more. So that's like my life purpose. That's what I realized my life purpose is. Like, I was getting texts from people, I was getting calls, I have so many things to do, a laundry list of so many things to do, and I really just didn't feel like doing literally anything other than watching some of my old videos that were like encouraging, and then getting on here and sharing more with you guys. Sorry, I hope you didn't see my shirt lifted up. She is too distracted to want to feed. So I don't care if this video is ugly. I don't care if I look ugly. I don't care who sees this. I really don't care, because I've never felt as alive as I feel when I make these videos. Sorry, not sorry. If like this is the worst thing ever, then I don't care. And it's funny because like many years ago, before I even had a YouTube channel, like many years ago, like when I was a kid basically, I remember a rabbi coming to visit my parents. And he was like, what's your name? And I said, my name is, he saw me, he said, what's your name? I said, my name is Pardes. And for those who are like into Kabbalah, which is not that, it's not that crazy, but a lot of, anyways, for those people that know about Kabbalah, Pardes has a lot of like a Kabbalistic connotations, the word Pardes. So the rabbi was like, what's your name? And I said, my name is Pardes. And he said, wow, you are destined to be a communicator. And he said that, and I just remember thinking, because I was an introvert, and the only thing that I felt like doing was sit in my room and reading. And I never even thought of myself that way. And I don't think I even thought into it when he said that. I don't think I even thought into it back then. I was just like, wow, like, why would he infer from the word Pardes that I meant to be a communicator, that I meant to share? I don't think I even got it. I was like, I was more of an introvert, and I liked to be with myself in my room. I liked to read books and watch movies. I liked to consume content. That's what I loved to do. And if anyone was willing to listen, I liked to share. But I didn't think of that as me being a communicator, because I saw much louder voices out there than mine. So it's only like many years later that I kind of understood. I don't even remember who that was. Like, I don't even remember who that rabbi was that came to our house. Like, I'm sure my parents are still in touch with him, maybe whoever it is. Like, I don't even remember who it was. But it's like really true. And I would never ever have discovered that if I didn't go for it and do the things I felt like doing, even if at the time it felt like the worst thing and it felt morally wrong. Like, I really thought it was morally wrong to put my face out there and to put my name out there, to put my family on blast, which I wasn't putting my family on blast. I mean, my family's really private, but I just felt like, oh my gosh, if I put myself out there, then this is how it works in the religious communities. If I put myself out there, then my siblings won't be able to find their spouses. Nobody will want to marry my siblings because they're going to say, look at this hoe. Look at that hoe. Look at that hoe who put her face out there on the interwebs. And if she could be such a hoe to put herself out there like that, then there's no way that we want to be married to her family members, because they must also be a hoe. I just think it's so funny that it's even like that. But I mean, and the thing is, like, you know, the first time I thought about that, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna put my face out there and it's gonna hurt my family members, like really hurt my family members. It'll limit their prospects. What I thought to myself was like, wow, anyone that doesn't want to marry my family members because I put my face out there is kind of stupid. They're kind of a hoe. So maybe it's a good thing that they don't come near my family members. But, you know, when you think about it in the context of the community, it is a real thing and it does really hurt them. And then I realized, like, oh gosh, even if it hurts my family members, to do this, I still want to do it. That's crazy. That's crazy. Even if my family decided that by me putting my face out there, they don't want to ever talk to me again. And these are the people that I love more than anything else. These are my family members. I don't love anyone more than my family members. I don't. I'm just like that. I'm a very nucleus kind of person. So, like, if the people that I love more than everything on the planet decided that they don't want to have anything to do with me because I'm putting my face out there on the internet, I think I still would do it. I can't help it. And that's how I know that's my life purpose. And the thing is that I feel like everybody has this. Everybody has the thing. You know, the thing where, like, if everybody you loved would stop talking to you if you did the thing, would you do it? And if the answer is yes, then you gotta follow this, you know? All right, I'm getting a call, so continue this later. Someone, that person actually that commented, the comment was, they were asking me to talk about Israeli culture, so I think I might do that in another video. All right, toodles, see you guys. Hope you're doing well.